Well, they say that it's what you don't see that kills you. Now, I don't know whether that's actually true. You know, I'm thinking about driving a car. It's certainly the one you didn't see that runs into you, you know. And it's probably true about your spiritual life as well. But it is certainly true here in corn production. It's what you don't see that is most important and often hurts us in our cornfield. And what is it that we don't see? Well, we don't see below the ground. We don't see the microbes, the fungi, the earthworms, all these little creatures underneath the ground that are actually building the soil, building the relationship with that plant root that really helps this corn function at a whole different level. So one of the things we're trying to do here is see if indeed we can enhance that underground community of organisms, particularly bacteria, mycorrhiza, that are so critical to our corn plant here. So that's a test that we're standing in front of here today. This is the second year we've conducted this test. Last year, some very interesting results that you'll see here in this video from a year ago. Here we're going to look at some of these plots here today on this hot 22nd of July video date here. I've got 4 treatments we're going to walk down through here, just a part of the 11 treatments we have here. Some of these directly involve bacteria. Some of these involve carbon that is being used to try to enhance the bacterial function under the soil. And of course, we'll look at a check down here. So what is it that we really want to do when we're trying to enhance that unseen community below the ground? Well, what we're trying to do is understand how it functions and that what we want to accomplish there as far as feeding and enhancing the number of microbes we have. Now, how do these microbes function? Well, they're just like you and me, or even many biological organisms, such as corn. Why, they function on heat and water, temperature and water. So as temperatures rise, as they get more moisture in the soil, why, they become more active. As temperatures cool down in the winter, why, they basically go dormant. And as certainly as we have here today, as soil dries out, their activity ceases. So those are the things you want to keep in mind when you think about biological organisms under the ground. They are a function of temperature and moisture here. So what we're trying to do here is both give them something to work with, you know, feed them. What do they eat? Well, they eat carbon. They eat the soil carbon, the organic molecules of the soil. That's their food source. So we're, in one case here, we're trying to feed them. In another case, such as this treatment here, this MST is a bacterial, and the SP1 is actually a mixture of many different bacteria. Bacteria silentiformis, all types of different bacteria are involved in this treatment right here. So as you can see here, we're looking at how the corn looks here on this July day. Doesn't look too bad on a hot day that it's been through. And here's some ears. Yes, not the best ears. We did not put any starter. We'll compare here in a little bit with what starter would have done if we'd added that. We didn't put any starter here. And again, I don't know that I'm going to make 200 bushel corn here, but not too bad. I'm not too unpleased with these ears. We've had a lot of rain. And again, these organisms are just like they need oxygen. So when we have a lot of rain, soil saturated, why, they didn't function as well early on. And so indeed, that's probably part of what we're seeing here with these ears. Let's take a look at the check, compare this to the check treatment here. And you can see the check, not a whole lot of difference here. So either we're not getting enough bacteria in or the right type. And that's really what some of the problems that I've seen as we've tried to test these products here is we really need to know what it is our soil needs. So we need to look at the community of bacteria, and that's hard to do. We don't have a lot of tests that give us an idea of the different levels of bacteria and the different types of bacteria and fungi that are in our soil. So in this case, it looks that's why some of these products like SP1 use a range of bacteria, trying to find the right niche for your soil. In this case, it doesn't look like we've quite found that right niche here. Take another look here. This is the liquid carbon. I mentioned feeding the bacteria, these microorganisms, by using a carbon source. In this case, we used a gallon of liquid carbon to the acre. Again, the ears are okay. Nothing doesn't indicate to me that we made a huge difference here. Again, we could compare with last year. Last year, actually, the MST treatment was above the check, or at least performed better than the check, but the carbon did not. And then finally, the last treatment we'll look here is another bacterial treatment. This treatment, this biostrain material, lists, again, a whole range of different bacteria that are in that solution there that's being applied at planting time, either in the furrow or to the seed. And so there you see some ears from that treatment, maybe a little bit of an impact there. And finally, I want to show the starter treatment. So here's what these ears look like on the starter treatment. Boy, I mentioned this in a video here about a week ago where we looked at the impact of early growth. There's not much you could do if you don't have early growth. And boy, you can sure see the impact of this starter having an improved root system through that early growth here in the field. So again, a lot of things we can look at and try to enhance, but again, that early growth sort of trumps all the bacterial treatments we have. So we'll keep you up to date. We'll again look at these yields here as we harvest them this fall. Again, you can look at the data from last year, and we'll continue to try to figure out, is there a niche for applying bacterial solutions or applying carbons here in North Carolina. So have a great day. Hope this will help you make some decisions in the future.